Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. Hello, everybody, from Studio A in Texas, USA. Welcome to In Wheel Time, your all things automotive car talk show. On today's 2-hour program, we'll take a look at trailering from the how-tos to the do's and the don'ts, to car and toy hunters. We talk about it all. We'll also have a new vehicle review of the Mercedes-Benz Metris. No, I didn't say mattress. I said Metris. And we're also going to talk to Ashley Gillum. She is the Mercedes-Benz spokesperson. We're going to talk about a pop-up camper affixed to the Metris. Remember the Westphalia?
Oh, yeah.
From Volkswagen's kind of like that. We'll also have our weekly Ram Tracks and Jeep Trails features and chat with Top Fuel Harley rider Jeanette Thornley. Along with this week's automotive news. All that and more just ahead on today's jam-packed 2-hour in-wheel time car show for Saturday, May 30th, 2020. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world Mars down there at the end of the table in the
Howdy, Mom.
Look at Me shirt, and King Conrad DeLong over here with his unnamed shirt. I'm Don Armstrong, who has his logo shirt on.
Well, that way we can find you if you get lost in the Target.
Which I do many times. Yeah, I'm not getting there. I've always been of that age group. Anyway, so while Mike works with Jeff on video down at that end of the table, and King Conrad works on things called social media.
I'm such a socialite.
You are. Conrad is the one that, by the way, does most of the posting. Well, he does 90% of the posting during the week. Things like, the unicorn hunting feature and
the barn finds,
all that stuff. So he's to blame for most of that.
He finds all kinds of neat stuff.
Yeah. But at any rate, thank you so much for joining us. It's been certainly an interesting kind of week with all the things that are happening in Minnesota. And now, actually, it's parlaying down here to Houston. I know that I flew until 11 o'clock last night covering that on the news. So it's been quite a week. But this is a distraction. And before we get going, I wanted to remind everybody that beginning next Saturday, we're moving times, okay? We are moving from this time slot to 2 hours earlier. We're going to go 10 to noon beginning next Saturday. So if you're just tuning in and you think that you can remember it, good for you. If not, we'll be sure and remind you of all of that throughout the week.
And usually it's me who drops the mic. That's the mic drop moment. Mike dropped the mic.
No, he tripped over it and pulled it down to the floor. Now it doesn't work anymore. Perfect. So it's just you and me today. At any rate, shall we move on and talk about trailers?
Please do.
Okay, so joining us right now is a lady by the name of Megan Seffel, and she is with Nationwide Trailers. And we have her on Zoom, as a matter of fact. I think we do. Megan, can you hear us?
I can hear you guys.
Woo! I love it, and we can see you, and thanks so much for joining us. Tell us, Nationwide Trailers, they're big locally, and for those that are in the Houston area, their location is just inside the Beltway on I-45, the North Freeway, like you're going to go to Dallas.
Right. I think Megan had told us between Gulf Bank and Little York, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, okay. So at any rate, we got that. And we were kind of previewing before we went on the air today with Megan about what we're going to talk about. And I thought it would be a good idea. We've all seen landscaping trailers. We see them every day. So we know what a landscaping trailer is. And Megan, I'm sure that you guys take care of all the needs of the landscaping industry up there. And I'm sure that it's a big portion of your business. But we really want to try to drill it down to car trailers and haulers. So why don't you kind of give us an overview of trailers? Let's start down there at the very beginning, the basic trailer, and let's move our way on up.
Okay. We've got a good variety of car hauler trailers. We've got all the way down from 16-foot economy trailers up to 20, 30-foot, fully decked out enclosed race car trailers.
Wow.
Economy trailers, it's nice because you can add and take off features to fit what you need. We've got steel decks, wood decks, dovetails, We can throw winches on there for you. So someone who's just starting their project or someone who's going to car shows, we've got something to fit everybody.
And we're going to get to the car show aspect of it later on in our program today. We're going to talk to Randy Borcherding, who owns a company called Paint House, and he is an award-winning builder, restorer, a man of many means, and he builds million-dollar cars. And I know that when you're trailering inside a trailer, you got to be real specific about how you hold that car down inside that trailer. And I assume that you guys have all of that built into the trailers that you manufacture for that purpose.
We do. We offer, there's two of my favorite ways. Of course, you have your traditional D-rings. So then you can tie down on all 4 points of the car. My favorite is E-Track. It goes the length of the trailer, and it gives you a lot more options for where you're going to strap down.
Okay. So, we talk about open car trailers, and those are the kinds that we would take to the racetrack. The Saturday night races, and I know that they're very popular, and the guys, especially up at Houston Motorsports Park, almost all of them trailer them. Well, not all of them. Some of them, depends on where they are in their racing career. They start off with a trailer like we're showing right now, that we put it up on the trailer.
Just an open deck,
yep.
Strap a car on.
Yep.
And then
you're putting more money into your car. You're just wanting something to get you going. This car's great. It is a pretty low cost car hauler. This one has 11 gauge steel deck with 4 built-in D-rings. Your fender wells are removable. You've got a nice slight dovetail there at the back. These ramps slide in, so as you're going down the road, you still have a nice sleek look.
Oh, good. Yeah, because that's always a problem to have. What are you going to do when you got the ramps that have now fallen out on the freeway? So these are all built in here. Yeah. So there's another aspect of that trailer, and I'm sure that you've got it. There's a rack that can go on the front of the trailer to hold my tires and some toolboxes and that sort of stuff.
Absolutely. We offer a large variety of those as well. Of course, we've got spare tire mounts where you can relocate where you want to put the spare. They can be welded into place. We've got different size and style toolboxes that can go on the front tongue. And then right there in the front of the trailer, we can always add a winch plate and a winch. So if you just got your car, you're starting it, and you need to be able to get up on the trailer, it's not running, we can add that for a good, nice price as well.
Okay. And then we move into those enclosed trailers, car haulers, if you will, race car haulers. And we're showing a picture of one right now where it's got a huge box on the front of it. I mean, a big one. And then the car hauler, kind of a ramp-like thing in the front.
Yeah, so this is a 28-foot blackout package enclosed. So it's got all the bright LED lights on it. It's got that stealth look. The inside is you've got carpeted down on the walls, and you're going to have your transition flap there going up into the cargo. So you don't have to worry about scraping or hitting that angle. Toolboxes, you've got radio in this one. Exterior loading lights and radios. So this is what you would ideally take to a car show, and you want to be flashy and seen. This is what you want to do it in.
And you know what? That's got my name written all over it. I want to be flashy and seen. I want to be like a Kardashian with my trailer.
This is the way to do it. You can have a little party on the outside. You've got the lights. Tons of storage space in the front of the trailer.
Don needs the disco ball.
Let me just say this about that. I think that Ray needs to have his picture on the side of that trailer. That's what I think.
It is a beautiful trailer, and with all of the great
you could have left that. You could have left the trailer off of that. Yes, it is beautiful. Oh my God.
And what's nice about the fully enclosed ones is you're completely protecting the trailer or the vehicle. I'm sorry. So you don't have to worry about rock chips, anything flying up and hitting the car. It's completely sound inside of the cargo.
Okay, so I want to get to the trailer that we have the toy in the back, the race car, the show car, whatever it may be. And then we have our little toolbox set up like we've been showing here. But then there's a place for me to sleep and put my head down after a hard day with the shining cloths.
Those are the ones that we are sold out of right now. They've been a huge hit down here. So virtually it's going to look a lot like this. You're going to have that same cargo in the front. We add a window in and an AC to the top, so you get real nice and cozy in there. And then you have your option. Typically, it's at least a 14 to 16 foot open deck on the back, and then the slide-in ramps, of course, so you have that sleek look. So pretty much, you know, get rid of getting your hotels or having to pull an extra camper. You've got the all-in-one trailer.
Yes, and obviously, is there water? Is there a shower, that sort of thing in there?
The ones we keep, a lot of what we see right now down here is, you know, the side-by-sides and buggies that are going on the back. We can add sink packages to them. A lot of them, the customers like to get real custom. So we can go out to your floor plan. We can go with the standard floor plan. We've got the options for kitchenettes, showers, fully enclosed bathrooms.
So pretty much anything somebody could think of, you guys can build it for them to give them exactly what they want.
Absolutely.
And I understood you had told us before the show that your production's done in Texas.
It is.
So Texas made, Texas proud.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things that I love about this company is this is a Texas company. Come on down. So I have to ask something along the lines of what you just spoke about, with an open trailer in the back and a place that I can lay my head up front safely with electricity and all of that. How much does something like that start, price-wise?
The really cool thing is they're actually pretty affordable. So starting off at about $11,900, you can get your base package. So
that's surprising.
In there, and you want to build it out on your inside, you can get the base trailer for $11,900. That includes all electricals, your AC and heat, your window. Pretty much, you're just going to add your bed and your kitchen and, you know, your portable toilet. Yeah, and then of course it goes up from there.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if I'm out someplace and I'm sleeping, I'm out in the woods, I'm at the beach, wherever it is I want to be, I want to be able to sleep there, racetrack. I also want to be able to wash my face and brush my teeth without having to go find some other facility.
You got to find your teeth first.
Exactly. Right, but I know where those are. They're in the jar right there underneath by the sink.
Yeah, because we know you don't need to cut your hair.
That's right. That's what the rubber band's for.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's great because I don't want to. You know, I gave up going to the beach for the day and coming home all sandy and all that stuff a long time ago. You know, camping out nowadays is the Motel 6. So I want something like what you're talking about that's a little bit nicer, that I can get cleaned up after I've been out there playing in the mud.
Obviously, we have a huge payroll department here with having to, sleep at the Motel 6. So we're just saying we just kind of bring it down to the basics over here. But with you and your trailers up there at Nationwide.
That's what I'm saying. We're moving up.
Yeah, we're moving on up to the east side.
Well, to the north
deluxe
side,
apartment.
To the north side.
Or in her case, the north side.
To
That's
a deluxe race hauler in the...
Yeah, absolutely.
In the sky. So in Nationwide, isn't you headquartered here in Houston?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I think she's actually, I mean, you were talking about the company being Texas. This is actually headquartered here in Houston.
How'd you find them?
We're starting to grow. We have locations in other states now, but we are solely here in Texas.
You're kind of like Buc-ee's.
Yeah, but we're growing. We're trying to get out there and reach everybody, and you know, we want to be able to help everybody out and provide the best service we can.
The Buc-ee's of trailers.
They have the best bathrooms and trailers,
and the cleanest ones
the cleanest
too.
bathrooms and clean depends on whether or not you've used it or not.
Well, that's true. I mean, I can't help myself. You know, at my age, we have misses once in a while.
Between that and my teeth, we're in trouble. Anyway, so
poor Megan's going, what did I get involved in here?
Yeah. So,
well, Megan, it's great to talk to you. Thanks so much for the actual tour of Nationwide Trailers. And is it nationwidetrailers.com, I'm guessing?
Yeah, if you want to check out our website, you just go www.nationwidetrailers.com. You can check out all the different styles we have. If you want something custom, we can also do that as well. Whatever you need, we can get it handled, and we would love to earn everyone's business.
Well,
you have a local phone number?
We do. Our main line is 281-931-3000.
Cool.
And it's easy to remember, except for most people, except for me.
That's why I wrote it down.
I'm so glad that you did. Megan, great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we
really
will be
appreciate
in
it.
touch. Yeah, you got something new coming out. Be sure and let us know, okay?
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. It was nice meeting y'all.
Yeah, nice to meet you, too, and thanks for putting up with us. That's the least that I could say. All right, Megan Safel from Nationwide Trailers. Just ahead, Consumer Reports most reliable 3-year-old SUVs. I think that's coming up. It's just ahead here on In Wheel Time. Next week, In Wheel Time returns to our 10 to noon time slot. That's 10 to noon live, beginning next Saturday, June 6th, on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. In Wheel Time continues after this quick break.
GTG, BRB, OMW, be there in a few. You may think that these kinds of texts are fine because of their length, and you can easily send them at a stoplight. But no, answering one text can take your attention away from the road for 5 seconds. And traveling at 55 miles an hour, that's enough time to travel the length of a football field. Make good decisions, don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, a message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, Noise, and the Ad Council.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us for today's In Wheel Time program, our car show, our weekly live car show here on Saturdays. Again, next week we go 10 to noon. Mars, you're going to have to get up earlier. You're going to be able to make it here on time?
Well, that's.
You're going to have to come and
I'm going to
spend the night
start
with
spending
me?
the night in your spare bedroom. You need to clean that out.
No, you're going to go over to Zekin's house.
You get to sleep in the mystery garage.
That's a perfect place for him. Okay, so Consumer Reports sent me a little email this week, a little release that they had, and I thought, well, that looks like something that our listeners or viewers would like to look at, and it's the most reliable 3-year-old large SUVs according to exclusive reliability ratings from Consumer Reports. So you want to make any guesses?
I'll probably put Suburban on the top of the list.
Suburban. Nope, not there.
Really?
No.
So that means
You want
Suburban.
to guess again?
I'm assuming Suburban and GMC Yukon XL are all combined together.
Well, now you're talking. So guess what? And this was kind of surprising to me, too. The redesigned in 2015, now 2017, 3-year-old vehicle, Chevrolet Tahoe,
Okay. Yeah.
which is kind of a version of a
It's
Suburban.
a short wheelbase Suburban.
Right.
Yeah.
Good blend of practicality and refinement, coddles occupants, quiet, spacious interior.
And you can get 3 rows in it. There's
You
very,
can.
there's very little
You can,
storage if you go
I-
3 rows,
yeah.
but you can pack 7 people in it.
For me, if I'm going to do a 3-row Tahoe, I'm going to get the Suburban.
because you want the storage
Right.
behind the seats.
Right. And for a few $1,000s more, that's the way
It's like
to go.
10 inches, I believe. So, I mean, it's
No,
enough to make a difference.
It's a huge difference
Yeah,
between. I've
you'd be
had
surprised.
both of them.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it can tow 8,300 pounds. I'm talking about the Tahoe now, if properly equipped. Okay, moving on. The 2017 GMC Yukon.
So again, the short wheelbase.
Yep, the short wheelbase.
Okay.
Okay, now let's move on to others within the category, SUVs. Could be a CUV, but, you don't hear too many people talk about CUVs anymore.
No.
They clump them all in there with the SUV brand, right?
Audi,
Yeah,
Audi Q7.
No,
No.
no Audis.
No.
And this is a surprise for me, too. Ready? The 2017 Buick Enclave.
Oh, I can believe that.
I can, too.
Well, you just had the Avenir.
I did, and we're going to review that coming up in the next couple of weeks. But this is also the upscale, the Buick version of the Traverse.
Correct.
The full-size, what we call the full-size SUV 3-row.
See, well, this is a CUV because it doesn't have a truck frame. That's the difference for me. An SUV is a truck frame. A CUV is a unibody chassis.
Correct. Front-wheel drive, Traverse, Acadia, and believe it or not, the Saturn Outlook.
Saturn Outlook, Acadia, Traverse. I think that,
I thought that Saturn had gone out of business.
well, Saturn's been out of business since 2010.
Yeah. But at any rate, this is a 2017 model, okay?
But they all share that platform.
The one good thing about now this can only tow 4,500 pounds, and
But
that's
again,
really
it's front-wheel drive, V6
yeah,
power.
That's the
not
difference
surprising,
between a
right.
CUV and an SUV. But they clump them all in as SUVs now. Okay, let's move to the foreign side. I've only got 2, and that's going to top out our list here. What would you guess?
Oh boy. What's the Toyota Tundra SUV? Sequoia.
Well, you're close. This one is the 2017 Lexus LX. Right,
or
which is
460 or whatever
right,
it is, yeah.
which is Toyota's Land Cruiser. Land Cruiser.
Oh, okay. So it's not the Tundra-based one; it's the Land Cruiser-based one, which
Right.
is much more rugged of an SUV. I would give that an SUV because I believe that is a full frame.
Yes, it is.
That has a
It
full
weighs
frame.
a gajillion pounds. As
Very heavy.
Mars and I have driven it, and it feels heavy. But, boy, I'll tell you what. You want some sort of a trip that you're going to go see Grandma and Grandpa up in Wisconsin, boy, that's the thing to take. It just glides.
hauler.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, part of that's Lexus. Part of that is the platform of the truck that's built on as
Yeah,
well.
and that Land Cruiser platform has been around for decades,
Yes,
so
it
they've
has.
refined it. So the last one in the list from Consumer Reports
Infiniti?
of the most reliable 3-year-old large SUVs would be
The Infiniti.
no, German.
Porsche
No,
Cayenne.
no, 3
Gotta
years
be in the
old.
Mercedes.
Mercedes. Model.
I don't know that much
I
about the
don't-
Mercedes. It's just
Mercedes-Benz GLS, a 7-passenger
Okay.
SUV, that great big. Actually, the side view of that thing is kind of ugly.
The
but-
profile's not.
Yeah, it's not all that. But if you're not, you don't really care.
But if you're a Mercedes person, it doesn't make any difference.
Right, because it's a Mercedes.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's a Mercedes.
So, let's see. Engines include 362 horsepower twin-turbo V6, 4.7-liter V8, 449 horsepower, or
The AMG version.
the AMG version, which is the GLS AMG with 570. I'll take that one.
Yeah.
577 horsepower.
That'll do for a
Anything
starter.
AMG from Mercedes.
Of course,
is
you know
fun
it
to
probably
drive.
swallows fuel. But
Well, who cares?
Who cares?
I
Nobody
mean, it's
cares.
probably well north of $120,000 for the AMG version.
Jeff
so.
is holding up his rainbow over there, giving us a cue about what? I don't want to go there. But whatever
Thanks,
the case
yeah,
may
You know,
be.
it's interesting because a couple of times you mentioned the CUV SUV thing. You know, for a while there, they were really making a big deal about the CUVs versus SUVs. The auto riders, you know, they have their events. We tried a couple of years ago. We said, okay, the market's ready. CUVs are over here. SUVs are over here. It's SUVs at the truck rodeo. CUVs over here. Street truck. Did not go over. Did not go over well. All the press deals refer to it as a CUV SUV. The market is not really ready to
separate them.
To separate them.
Right.
That's the reason it goes back now. In fact, they're actually moving more back to calling all of them SUVs
Right.
because nobody wants a CUV.
Well, no, I don't think most people really know what a CUV is.
Well, and that's why I don't think they want one. They don't go looking for one. It's got kind of they know an SUV is a big station wagon like vehicle,
it's a Suburban.
suburban type vehicle. The CUV is obviously a derivative of that, but it's got some definite differences that most people don't know.
Yeah, but that's all under the sheet metal.
Well, I understand
so
that,
it's a
but-
matter of the driving of it. What do they like to drive? So
but they
to
don't
them,
look at it like, you know,
they
is
don't-
it front wheel drive versus rear wheel
Right.
drive? A Ford Explorer, you know, it's front wheel drive now.
I would imagine
People that go looking for that, they look for an SUV. I like that SUV.
And
they
if
don't
and
care
if they want
it's
a
front
rear,
wheel drive
and if
or
they
not.
want a rear drive, you're going to look at a Durango.
But that's if they go looking for rear drives. People don't go do that anymore unless they're looking for hauling.
Only
Unless
unless
they're-
they're,
yeah, unless they're
towing
looking to tow.
something.
And that's if it's a big toe. Like you said, the other
Correct.
one was what,
As
4,000
opposed to a
plus
pinky
pounds?
toe?
As opposed to a pinky toe where it's only 4,000 pounds versus 8 or 10,000 pounds.
Absolutely. That's exactly the difference.
Yeah.
Actually, it would be the second toe.
So it's just the
So you got
market's
the big
just not
toe and
ready.
then the second toe. That's the one that sometimes is longer on your foot.
Only on your foot, Don.
No, not on mine. Mine's got a little curve to it.
Put your shoes back on.
My toe. Talking about my toe.
But that's why in the industry they offer a pretty full range. You know, you can
Well,
go
they
from
do.
some of these super small CUVs. You know,
But even there, if you go look at them in the press material, the press releases and stuff, they're referring to them as a CUV SUV, and some of them are totally dropping the CUV. It's just not market acceptable.
you know, even when you look at the HRV, the Honda, the real
Yep.
small Honda one, but they don't call that a CUV. They do call that an SUV.
Yep. because
So-
that's what people. It's a thing with the consumer.
But I think again, it's the functionality of the vehicle, not necessarily does it have a truck frame or does it have a
Well,
unibody frame.
but that's
where
us
that's
as
where we
journalists looking
differentiate
at
it. Right.
You go look at it. You go talk to somebody like my wife or my granddaughter sitting there. Well, all I know is that's the kind of car it is. I don't care if
She
it's
wants
an SUV
Don's
or CUV.
Corvette.
Well, yeah, she does, but that's beside the point.
Then she'd probably want the air conditioning fixed in it first, I'd imagine. Just saying. Well, it works. It just is cantankerous. There's the look-up word for the day.
Cantankerous.
Uh-huh. You want to give us the your definition of cantankerous?
Nope. I can't spell it.
Don Armstrong.
There you go.
That's right. All right. We're going to take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about this week in auto history. Hey, you can watch or listen to this In Wheel Time Car Show broadcast on Periscope, Facebook.com/InWheelTime, and on YouTube/InWheelTime. Next week, our new time is going to be 10 to noon. Don't forget. Quick break now. Back with auto history after this.
Let's be honest. The National Symphony may not be in his future, but he wanted to try violin. So you said yes because you love him. And if you love him that much, love him enough to make sure he's buckled up and in the back seat. Find out more about keeping your kids safe in your vehicle at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show him you love him. Keep him safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Social distancing slows the spread of coronavirus, so we should all stay home to lower the risk for everyone. More info at coronavirus.gov. Let's all do our part, because we're all #AloneTogether. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
You are so lucky that you have tuned in to the In Wheel Time program. Thanks for joining us. Time now for This Week in Auto History. Conrad manages to put together this list. And the reason that we've selected him to do that is because he is closer to history than most everybody that watches this show. So
Well, I can remember stuff, Don. I don't need to take Prevagen to remember that stuff from your past.
What?
That stuff in your past, I don't want to remember anyhow.
What?
But let's go there. So this week in automotive history, Ray Harmon won the inaugural Indianapolis 500, averaging Ray Harmon.
No.
Haroon. excuse
Haroon,
me.
yes, I was going to say.
Won the inaugural Indianapolis 500, averaging 74.6 miles an hour in the Marmon Wasp. And if you've been out to Tailpipes and Tacos with us out there at Lupi Tortillas and Katie, Stan has a made-up version of the Marmon Wasp that he brought out to the show.
I actually saw that Marmon Wasp, the winner, is actually on display at the Indy 500 Museum in the infield
Correct.
of the Indy
Yellow, big, tall, skinny tires.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine averaging 74 miles an hour
500. With no seatbelt.
over 500 miles, which means there's points in time that big old honking car is doing over 100 miles an hour down the back straight. Not for me. You know, you're eating bugs anyhow, but beside the point. In 1923 was the first run of the Le Mans Grand Prix endurance run in Le Mans, France. In 1937, Ford manufactured its 15 millionth Model T automobile.
That's on display. So, is it at the Henry Ford?
Yeah,
Is it on display?
Greenfield Village. Yeah. There are lots of cool stuff up there. If you've never been to that place as a museum, it's well worth going to. In 1930, in New York City, the Chrysler Building opened up. And at the time, it was the world's tallest building, and it was just shortly thereafter they finished the Empire State Building, which towers over it. But the Chrysler Building is that Art Deco building with all the stainless. It's a stunningly beautiful building. In 1934, Bonnie and Clyde were killed in the shootout in Paris, Louisiana.
I believe the correct term is ambushed.
And, well, it was ambushed. Well, it was the cops took them out, but they were driving their 34 Ford Deluxe that he had wrote the letter to Henry Ford bragging about what a great car that was because he used it all the time.
And the
He'd get away.
V8 motor.
Yeah,
and the
it outrun
flathead.
everybody.
In 1937, this week, the Golden Gate Bridge opened up to vehicular traffic in San Francisco. If you've never been on the Golden Gate Bridge, it's well worth it. It's a beautiful, stunningly beautiful And in 1991, the movie Thelma and Louise debuted in theaters.
Have I seen Thelma and Louise?
Yeah, I'm sure you have.
I don't
You probably dated Thelma and Louise. And then finally, in 2005, 23-year-old Danica Patrick became the first female driver to take the lead of the Indianapolis 500.
Thank you very much, sir. If you got a question or comment for us here at In Wheel Time, shoot us an email, info@inwheeltime.com, or through our Facebook page. Hey, thanks for checking us out. In Wheel Time is streamed on Facebook and YouTube and is broadcast every Saturday in Houston on ESPN 97.5 FM.